Now let's see this, an example on this. If A can do a work in 4 days and B can do a work in the same work in 12 days, in how many days A and B together can complete the work? So we have seen the derivation of the formula. Using that formula, I'll show you how to do this. Later I'll show you how to do it in the other way. Even though formula is going to work for some questions, it is not very easy to solve all the questions using the formulas. So let me show you how formula work for this, and also I'll show you the other method. So they are saying that A can do the work in 4 days and B can do the work in 12 days. Now if A and B, both of them are put to work, then how many days does it take to finish the work? Just now we have seen the formula that the total number of days required is, if you think that this is the n number of days and this is the m number of days, we have just seen that m into n divided by m plus n, right? Now what is it? 4 into 12 divided by 4 plus 12. So product by sum. Now this is going to be 48 by 16, which is nothing but 3 days. Therefore we require 3 days to finish the work. That is the meaning of it. Now the other way of solving it is, formula always doesn't work here. The other way of solving it is, A is able to do work in 4 days and B is able to do work in 12 days. If you observe it, the final answer doesn't contain the amount of work. So final answer is independent of the amount of work. We are able to get it in only in days, right? Therefore you can assume that work is some units, and from there you can go ahead. Now if you can find out the LCM of these two numbers, it is fine. Otherwise any common multiple is also okay. So what I mean to say is, if you can find out the LCM of this, you can go with this. Otherwise, let's say you are going with LCM. Now try to find out the LCM of 4 and 12. So it is going to be 12, least common multiple. Now I am assuming that the total amount of work is 12 units and I am trying to solve the question. Later I will show you that even if you assume any other number here, you are going to get the same answer. Now if you assume that the total amount of work is 12 units and A is able to finish in 4 days, then what is the rate at which he is working? 12 by 4, isn't it? 12 by 4. What does it mean? 3 units per day. If he is able to finish 3 units per day, then only he will be able to finish 12 units in 4 days. Therefore 3 units per day is the rate of work of A. Now what about B? 12 by 12, which means 1 unit per day is the rate of B. In one day A can finish 3 units, in one day B can finish 1 unit. Now A and B working together can finish 3 plus 1, which means 4 units per day, right? So both of them working together, in one day they are able to finish 4 units, right? Then how many days does it require to finish 12 units? That is the question. So if you try to compute it, it is going to be 3 days, isn't it? So now if you see the answer, the final answer is same. Either you go by this method or go by this method. I want to tell you that even if you, whatever work you assume here, the final answer is going to be same. Now let us assume that you don't want to find out the LCM. If you think that LCM is going to take some time, and if you just want to use a multiple, then you can use a multiple. See, for that matter, you can use any number here instead of 12. You can even use 10. But my suggestion is that always go with a number which is a multiple of these two numbers. Why? Because you are supposed to find out the rate, and if it is a multiple, this division will be easy. For example, instead of going like this, let us say you have taken 24. Let us assume the work is 24 units. Now you might think that since we have increased the work, the number of days will increase, right? But it is wrong. I'll just show you why. Now what is A? A is saying, for A, he can finish the work in 4 days. Therefore what is the rate at which he is working? 24 by 4 units per day, isn't it? So it is going to be 6 units per day. Now if you observe this, even though we have doubled the amount of work, you are seeing that the rate also has increased. Therefore the final time required will be remaining, will be the same. Are you getting this? Yes, work has increased from here to here, but if you see this, he is able to finish that increased work also in the same time. Therefore, what does it mean? The rate has increased, right? And so he should be able to finish the work in the same time, both of them working together. Let's see that. I'll show you. Now B is able to finish the work in 3 days. Therefore, what is the rate at which he is working, given that the work is this? So you have to write 12 days, right? So you have to write 24 by 12 units per day. So which is going to be 2 units per day, right? Now if you see this, here also rate has doubled. When you have doubled the work, the rate at which both of them are working has been doubled. Therefore, finally the time is going to be same. Now A and B put together can finish the work at a rate of 8 units per day, right? What does it mean? In 1 day they can finish 8 units, right? Then how much time does it take for them to finish 24 units? Multiply 3 on both sides. Therefore 3 days. So again the answer is going to be same. So my suggestion is that whenever such a question is given, don't worry about finding out the LCM. Whatever number comes to your mind, you can go with that. Only thing is, see that it is a multiple of these two numbers. Then you can always solve the questions like this. You need not even remember this formula. Okay.